Hi everybody, this is That Gamer on Altama, formerly not Gacha Gamer, that made appearances in Gacha Gamer's videos. And you may have noticed that we've taken a brief hiatus in Arknights recently, and that's just because basically we're waiting on better people to pull. And so what I mean by that is we are, both me and Gacha Gamer have Chen and Silver Ash, and we're not so interested in getting Aesthesia, Liskarm, or Swire, as well as the new additions Broca and Reed. They definitely have their appeal, but not so much as to use different tokens as well as currency to purchase. But what I'm going to be doing today is giving you basically a base breakdown video on what I wish I knew about my base and uh, how to how to be most efficient with it. So what we're going to start off first actually is what you need for your base, and uh, what you need to do is get supplies for it to build it up. And so to do that, you're going to go to combat, go to supplies, and then click on this resource search, and you'll see these 5 levels. They increase in difficulty, clearly. And we're not going to do a tutorial this time, but maybe eventually. But there are plenty online if you need help getting through any of the levels. And basically, uh, that's those blocks that you see at the featured on each of the level are what you need to build up your base. Those are required. It's basically the baseline. It's basically like glue to a piece of paper. So let's go back to the base. The control center is basically what gives you permission on on what you can build. So the higher level control center, the higher level you can have. I have the highest level control center. I've actually have the highest level of everything. I'm pretty proud with that. Thank you. Uh, and But let's focus on. Let's start with the factories and trading posts. Now those go hand in hand. So with the factories and trading posts, you can make between about 30 to 40,000 LMD between 8 to 10 hours. So, in your sleep, doing nothing, you can make 30 to 40,000 LMD. And to do that, you're going to select on this icon there at the bottom, and then select pure gold, click precious metal, set it to max 99, and then you'll click that blue check mark. Since it's already at 99 for me, it didn't ask. And then whenever it's ready, like in this second level right here, you can just click on it and it'll automatically collect. And so all that costs is time. The gold bars don't cost anything to make. So I'll just click max again and do that. And that timer is telling me it'll take 68 hours and 6 minutes to make all 99, not one, clearly. And I'll talk about the third one in a minute, but let's go over to the trading posts. So I clicked on the top trading post over here, and it shows that I have one precious metal order at the bottom left. I'm going to click on that. Now the higher level, clearly since these are higher levels, they give me more options, but it'll give you anywhere between 1 and 4 precious metal orders. And in order to receive them, all you do is click on it, and each number that it is 500. So you receive one. Let me rephrase. If the precious metal order costs 1, it's 500. If it costs 2, 1,000, 3, 1,500, so on and so forth, up to 4, which is 2,000. And so whenever the trading post is level 3, then you'll get only between 2 and 4. You won't get the level 1 requests anymore. Okay, so now let's go to the bottom. Just doing this to show you. So with the bottom, I'm farming Originium shards. And some people believe that that's not a viable farming technique. I'll leave it up to you. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, clearly. But you'll need to have a little bit higher base to do this. But I do the left option right up here. You can either do 2 ore rock and 1600 LMD to make 1 LMD shard, or you can do 1 whatever that is and 1000 LMD to make 1 LMD shard. And then whenever 2 of those are made, you can trade them in and you get 20 of Originium. So it's pretty much, if you're a free-to-play player, this is pretty much how you're going to get your money for your headhunts or any other special draws you want to do, other than Annihilation, which is another way to get it. But let's talk about getting at the factory, getting the ore rock cubes. So, in order to bring this menu up, all I did was tap on the ore rock cubes, and it brings up, I can scroll down and it brings up different levels that have different options on where I can receive this, and which ones are guaranteed, which ones are uncommon, etc., etc. Towards the end of this video, I'm going to be doing level 1-7. It only costs 6 sanity to do that level, and so I'll just be doing a quick guide walkthrough for any players that want to do that. That way they'll be able to make their ore rock with relative ease. Alright, so probably the second most important is the power plant. You have to have high level power plants in order to put different buildings down, or different rooms down. So like I said, these are full level power plants, and right here at the top right screen where it has the 3 batteries, the left hand white number is showing how much energy I'm using, and the right hand gray number 810 is showing how much I'm allowed to use. So since I've got a completely filled out base, it's showing me, I'm pretty much going full energy, full allowance. Alright. So now dormitories. Whenever your operators are assigned to different rooms, they are going to give different discounts, I guess would be a word for it. And that's either a certain percent off of a cost, like probably one of the best ones for, I think, is Ceylon. In the workshop over here, where you can make elite materials, you can make anything, almost anything in the workshop. You can make building materials, upgrade materials, skill summaries, chips, even furniture. If you click on the operator whenever you're at the building, up at the bottom left, it'll give their description. And so it says whenever she's assigned, it gives the possibility of getting extra elite material by 80%. And so that sounds like a lot. That sounds like, almost every time. But really, you're automatically given, I'll just show you for example. Here we go. All right, so you're automatically given 10%. And she adds an extra 8% to that. And so if I were to change her out with blue poison, who gives me 75%, it would show up as 7.5%. So that's how that system works. All right, so what I'm going to do is in the dormitory show now all my operators are healed, I think, because I put them in there a while back. Let's go to the reception room first. So the reception room helps you get clues, and you get 7 clues. If you get all 7, you can unlock the exchange at the bottom here where it says 6 out of 7. And I just need clue number 3, dang it. None of my friends care about me that much, I guess. But anyway, I'll find a way to survive. Whenever you unlock a clue exchange, you basically bring up this image. And so if you've added friends to your friends list, you'll know what this looks like. It's the spinny wheel right here. So if I visit them, I automatically get 30 credit for the store shop. And then I can just visit next. Visit next. And so on and so forth. I'm not going to bore you with going through however many are there, but yeah, let's return to the friend interface. But so basically, whenever you unlock the friend exchange, that you become one of those people who have that ability. So if you use recruitment, you're going to want to have an office, because an office allows you to refresh if you don't like the options. So, and the higher level office, the more refreshes you get. But it takes 8 hours and 16 minutes to get another refresh, depending on who you assign to the office. And I'm going to show you how to quickly assign different office or different operators to different buildings, and how to quickly send them to the refreshment rooms in order to basically make everything more efficient. Okay, so the training room. Now, training room is whenever you have an operator that is E2, you can click them for training, and you can click one of these icons and it'll give you a list. It's basically leveling up a single skill, and so you'll need all these. You have to have a requirement of them being E2. You have to have more of these skill summaries, and then some supplies. But then it also is requesting time. So for the first time, it's 8 hours. Second time, 16 hours. Third time, 24 hours. And so whenever you hear mastery, if someone says level 7 mastery 1, that's what they're talking about. They're going to the training room. And it is worth it. It's worth it. Okay, so that I think covers all the rooms. So what we're going to do now is click Overview at the top left. And I want to click Remove at the top right. And now I can look at the dormitory and all my operators are happy. They're all green and smiley. I'm going to click Remove at the far right, which just removes all of them. Alright, and then I'm going to click on the dormitory on one of the plus signs after I've finished removing them. I'm going to click on one of the plus signs, and then I'm just going to start clicking 1 through 5. Doesn't really matter. It's basically the way the list is. It's going to show you who's weakest at the moment, so, or who's most used up. Tiredest, there we go. So, in the higher dormitories, the higher people you can put in, higher number of people you can put in, and the faster they'll heal depending on what you have in them. Okay, so that's all of them. So now you'll see all my, I have some rooms that are empty. So what now I can do is go through my list, and if they're on a character, if their skill is highlighted like this, you can see how Breeze has an orange symbol that is glowing clearly, while Exusai has a blue symbol and it's not glowing at all. So Exusai's skill is not related to this building, but Breeze is. So, but the top, the best user is going to be at the far left, and then second best is going to be right there under. So, I'm going to put those two here. And then for the trading post, the absolute best combo is Lapland, Texas, and Exusai, because they have a special skill set that balance off of each other. Factory, trading post, boring, boring, boring. Okay, now my bottom trading post is and you'll notice it says B3 right there above where I clicked. That's the third one with the Originium, so I want to make sure that I have people who are specifically designed to handle Originium, like Earth Spirit and Aefiela. And now Norcorn or Beagle just handle productivity in general, but I don't want Stank Beagle in my building at all, so I'm going to go with Norcorn. Okay, so 50 out of 52 is a full building, because unless you have 2 people training, now you're probably wondering what this trainee issue or spot is for. So say I'm training, excuse me. Alright, trainee is gonna be a Helliger, who is a guard. You'll see at the top left of his character, he's got a guard. Now the trainer, I will also need a guard, so we'll go Bee Hunter. Now what you can do is take that time that I mentioned is required down 30%. So say if it's 24 hours, she's going to remove 8 hours of that, which is pretty nice. But since I don't want to do any of that, I'm just going to leave them out because they might have more useful skills. So, okay. So now, let's go to level 1-7. And then to get there, clearly you'll have to beat the story that far. but I'll do a quick run through. It's fairly simple. These are the enemies you're fighting. What a nightmare. But I'm just going to be using a normally I would use a team like that, but I'm going to go with a flexible 3 and 4 star team, and hopefully I won't get destroyed because I don't really use them that much. But we'll see. Anything's possible, right? Okay, so let's put vanguards down that can block 2. I probably should have put them on the top, but it's okay because I knew I would have enough for both. Let's just block that path off. And I only packed 1 healer. That was not smart. Anyway, like I said, they're not going to be that much of an issue. Alright, so I brought Ambrielle because of her huge, absolutely just insane range. Put Melantha in the middle row. There's later going to be just a crazy just row of people later on, and I want to make sure they are taken care of. And I'm honestly not too experienced with giving level guides, so make sure to cut me some slack on any reviews as far as this. This is gonna be my first time actually doing one at all, so let's speed it up 2 times. I guess that would help. I'm just gonna kind of keep putting people where I want them to be. No. And now the last 3 units are going to be the red slugs coming at the very top. So you can set all your ranged units to focus at the top, because that's going to be the fastest way to end the mission. And that way, whenever it asks you to, if you want to save that as your lineup, it'll always end the mission as fast as possible. And you will always get at least 1 ore rock cube, sometimes 2. I haven't seen 3, but always 2. Okay, so that's it for the ore rock, and like I said before, with the ore rock and with 1600 LMD, you'll be able to make 1 shard of Originium, like that, and then with 2 shards of Originium, so 4 ore rock cubes and 3200 LMD total, you'll be able to get 20 Originium, just like that. And so I believe that pretty much covers everything. Yes, one more thing. So the building blocks that I mentioned before that we would get from that supply mission, just gonna bring us back to it just to remind us. The resource search, these right here. So just keep these in mind. The C99 bricks, carbon bricks. Now, how we use these is we take them, we go back to the base, we go to the workshop on the right, click the center, we go to the building materials tab if it doesn't already take you there, and then you turn them into either light building materials, concrete building materials, or reinforced building materials. And yes, sometimes it gets expensive, especially in the final string of things. It can get pretty expensive. So, in the dormitories, one last thing, you'll probably notice how fly my dormitory is. It is not because I am pretty good at decorating. You can go into decoration mode at the far left. And then at the top of that menu, at the top left of the screen, click theme. And it'll show you what you have of which theme. And so this one happens to be the, the Rhodes Island Modern Music Rehearsal Room. And you can click on it like that, and then click Fast Setup at the top of this thing. I'm not going to click it because I actually have some stuff in here that it would mess up some other pieces, and it would just reset them all. But that's how you do it. And that will bring your ambiance to a really high level. You can do that with all your different dormitories. And so whenever you buy a theme pack, it does not go to waste. I think that's it. In order to unlock more layers, you need to buy these elevators right here, these elevator shafts. It's part of the deal. But I think that's everything. Yeah. So leave any questions or comments, and I'll try to take care of them and get any answers. So, all right. Thank you for watching. I am that gamer on Altama, and have a great day.